Hello and welcome to YQ Academy tutorials. My name is Priyanka and topic for today's discussion is comparison operators in JavaScript. I'm using Visual Studio Code for running the program. I created a folder namely JavaScript, and using this icon over here I created a new file and I named this file as COP. I saved this file with .js extension. .js extension is used for JavaScript in Visual Studio Code. So first let's discuss what comparison operators are. So comparison operators compares two values and give back a boolean value which could either be true or false. Comparison operators are used in decision making and loops. So we have different comparison operators with us. We are going to discuss all these operators in this video one by one. I also mentioned sign for each comparison operators along with the name of comparison operator. So first let's get started with equal to comparison operator. Equal to comparison operator is also known as equality operator and it gives true if operands are equal. So let's start with equal to comparison operator. First let me declare two variables and I'm using const keyword to declare two variables. Here I'm taking variable x and I assigned value 10 to it, and I'm taking another variable as y and I am assigning value 20 to it. Now let's write console.log and then write equal to operator, then write the code to see the output, and let me compare the value of x with y. So what I'm doing here, I'm comparing or I'm checking whether value of x is equal to value of y or not. So if you see value of x is 20 and the value of y is 10, so if you check whether these two operands are equal or not, definitely it will give false. So let's see its output. To see the output we have to click over here terminal and we have to create a new terminal, and then you can see right over here a new terminal window gets open. Now to see the output let's write node and then the file name, that is cop.js. So let me write cop.js as well, and by clicking on enter button we can see the output as false, right? We can also check like this, whether the value of y is equal to 20. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm checking the value of variable y with a integer value, that is 20. So when you run this piece of code by writing node cop.js and by clicking on enter button, you can see the output as true because the value of variable y is 20 and I'm comparing it with an integer value, that is 20. So definitely 20 is equals to 20. Therefore we can see the output as true. Now let's move on to another comparison operator, that is not equal to. So not equal to comparison operator evaluates to true if the operands are not equal. Let's write console.log and then not equal to operator, write x is not equal to, let's say, 10. So what I'm doing here, I'm comparing variable x value with an integer value 10 to see the output. In the right side we have to write node cop.js and on clicking the enter button we can see the output as false. Value of x is 10 and we are comparing it with 10 and we are seeing if 10 is not equal to 10, which is clearly wrong. So here we can see the output as false. We can also write like this: if the value of variable x is not equal to value of variable y. So on right side write node cop.js and on clicking the enter button we can see as true because the value of variable x, that is 10, is not equal to value of variable y, that is 20. Therefore we are getting true. Now let's move on to another comparison operator, that is strict equal to. strict equal to evaluate to true if the operands are equal and of the same type, which means that here two things are checked. First, the value and then the data type. First, let me declare a variable using const keyword. I'm declaring a variable c and I'm assigning value, let's say 20 to it. So let's see how this strict equal to operator works. Let me write over here strict equal to. Now let's write if variable x is strict equal to c. To see the output, in the right side we have to write node cop.js and click on the enter button, and we can see the output as false, because if you see over here the value of variable x is 10 and here it is 20. So the first condition is false because strict equal to operator checks two things, whether values are equal or not. So here values are not equal, so it is giving false. Let's see another example for this. So I'm checking whether y is strict equal to c. Okay, now if you run this code, you can see the output as false again, because here value of variable x is 10 and here it is 20. So the first condition is false because strict equal to operator checks two things, whether values are equal or not. So here values are not equal, so it is giving false. Let's see another example for this. So I'm checking whether y is strict equal to c. Okay, now if you run this code, you can see the output as false again. If you see this side, the value of variable y is 20 and c value is also 20, but the data type is different. Here it is integer and here it is string. Therefore, it is giving false as output. Let's take one more example for strict equal to operator. Let me declare a variable using const keyword. I'm declaring a variable d and I'm assigning value 20 to it, and this time with the same data type. So let's write console dot log and then strict equal to, then write like C strictly equal to D or not, and in terminal window write node cop.js and click on enter button, and we can see the output as true because here the values and the data type both are same. Now let's move on to another comparison operator, that is strict not equal to. It evaluates for true if operands are not strictly equal. It's the complete opposite of strict equal to. Let's see how it works. So let's write console.log and then strict not equal to operator and write whether x strict not equal to d. And to see the output in the terminal window, let's write node cop.js, and here we can see output as true. It is because their type are different even though they have same value. Our next operator is greater than. So greater than evaluates to true if left operand is greater than right operand. Let's write console.log and then greater than operator and write like x is greater than 50. So what I'm doing here, I'm comparing value of variable x, which is 10, and see if the left operand, that is this x, that is 10, is greater than 50 or not. So if you run this piece of code in the right side terminal window, we can see the output as false because clearly 10 is not greater than 50. And let's take another example. Let's write y is greater than x So in greater than, if the left operand has greater value than the right operand, then it gives true. So here if you run this code, you can see the output as true, because clearly 20 is greater than the value of x, that is 10. Now let's move on to another comparison operator, that is less than. So if the value of right operand is greater than the left operand, then it will give true as output. Let's see how. So let's write console.log and then less than operator, then write x is less than y, and run this piece of code to see the output, and we can see the output true, because if you see here, value of variable x, that is 10, is less than value of variable y, that is 20. Now let's move on to another comparison operator, that is greater than and equal to. It evaluates to true if left operand is greater than and equal to the right operand. So let's see how. Let me write console.log and then greater than or equal to. Let's write x is greater than equal to, let's say 10. Now run this piece of code and we can see the output as true, because here the value of variable x is 10 and we are checking whether 10 is greater than or equal to 10. So here, because of this equal to sign, it is giving true as output. Now let's move to another comparison operator, and this is the last comparison operator we have. And to see how it works, let's write console.log and then less than or equal to operator, and it gives true if the value of right operand is less than equal to value of left operand. Let's see how. I'm taking y and I am checking the condition like this, and then write some value, let's say 31, and on the right side let's write node cop.js, and by clicking on enter button we can see the output as true, because here if you see, value of variable y is 20 and we are checking whether y is less than or equal to 31, and we can clearly see that value of y, that is 20, is less than 31. So here we are getting true. So this is all about comparison operators. Thank you for watching.